Hey guys, I am back. I apologize. I think I'm live here. The internet, okay. So I think we're good. We can hear, Andrew can hear me. Andrew, can you see me as well? No video? Okay, got it, on it. All right. All right, can you guys see me? We have switched from my dying computer. And we are going to be talking about 5 common YouTube mistakes. So I just added everything. Let me make sure you guys can see me. I'm just double checking here. Camera, we got it rolling here. Okay. Just double checking. Sounds good and looks good. All right. Thank you guys so much for being patient. I apologize. I was working on my computer today. It started to be a little iffy. My laptop, luckily I have a backup here in my desktop. Much better sound, looks better. Awesome, fantastic. I'm so glad you guys can see everything. I really do apologize for that. As I was saying, I was working on my laptop this morning and things started to get a little hairy. So I switched over to my desktop here. Seems to be good. Hello, Beanie. Hello, Sear Squid. Hello, Michael. Andrew, thank you so much for bearing with us, you guys. I'm sorry I'm not on the live stream that we had scheduled. Like I said, things with computers. Let's hope nothing's wrong with it. And I hope I don't need a new computer. Okay, so I want to share with you guys today some of the 5 mistakes that most of you are making on YouTube. I got my notes right here for everybody so that I don't forget anything. And so the reason why I want to share with these is because as a YouTube strategist and working with over 100 plus YouTube channels, managing their channels, planning out their strategies, I tend to see these 5 common mistakes. And even better is when we correct these mistakes, that's when we see channels start taking off and getting more traction and growing. And that's all what we want, right? More views, more subscribers. So I figured why not share with you guys today. And so as you have questions, pop them in. I know Andrew is collecting questions for us for the end. And we'll get started. So if you haven't met me before, my name is Trena Little. And like I said, I'm a YouTube strategist. I currently manage around 20 some YouTube channels as of right now. And these are the biggest mistakes that I see. So the first mistake that I tend to see is not figuring out your title before you shoot your video content. So what happens is we create this content, we spend all this time maybe scripting our content, filming it, creating amazing content, and then we go to upload it, we just title it something, like what's gonna make it be good? Let's just throw something in there to make the title work. But what you should be focusing on is actually while you're researching your content, researching your ideas, is coming up with that title before you even shoot your content. If you know what your content title or your video title is going to be before you shoot it, you can make sure you open that video really pitching the value or the story to tie into that title. Because the reason people are clicking on your video is because of that title and that thumbnail, and you want to make sure that they are reassured that you're going to talk about what you pitched in your title and your thumbnail. So let's just say if I were to open my video, how to get more subscribers, that's the title of my video, but I open my video talking about scripting a video and why it's important to script a video, you're going to have a disconnect. You're going to say, hey, I thought she was talking about how to get me more subscribers, but she's talking about scripting it. And so what's going to happen is you're going to see a drop in your audience retention in that first 5 seconds. So if you tend to see a drop in your audience retention in the first 5 seconds, it could be because you thought of your title after you shot your content. Now, if I was talking about, scripting my content and I knew that was the video I was going to shoot, I came up with that title beforehand, I could title my video, the best way to script your videos to get more subscribers. And that would make more sense because I would open the video talking about scripting because in the title I pitched to you that I was going to talk about scripting your videos to get more subscribers. So that's why it's really important to come up with those titles before you even shoot your content so you can make sure you're opening that video, reassuring or promising that viewer in the first 5 to 10 seconds that that's what you are talking about. All right. So then moving on to that, once we have that title, what's that other second most important thing to get people to click on your video? It's the thumbnail. And again, we will spend so much time shooting a video, creating content, but then we upload it, we slap a title on it, we slap a thumbnail on it, and we don't really think about it. You need to realize that your thumbnail and your title are your primary marketing material for your video. And without having a thumbnail that's going to grab people's attention, they're never going to click on it. Like, your video could be amazing. It could be a life-changing video, but if that thumbnail did not get people to click on it, along with that title, nobody is ever going to see it. So I actually, when I'm crafting content for my clients, my students, for myself, I have the title written down on a Trello card, as well as what I want that thumbnail to look like. Some great things to remember for your thumbnail is having you on it. So humans tend to connect with other humans. So if they can see a human on that to connect with, that tends to increase click-through rates. That's a good thing to have. Also, if you can create like 4 or 5 templates to have in your back pocket, it also makes creating thumbnails a little bit easier. And what's great with TubeBuddy is you can A/B test thumbnails. That's what I love using TubeBuddy for. I A/B test my thumbnails a lot of the times. And what I found out for me specifically, I get asked all the time, do I need text on my thumbnails? Do I not need text on my thumbnails? And it's going to be different for everybody's audience. And so I tested it for myself using TubeBuddy's A/B testing, thumbnail A/B testing. And after doing about 6 weeks worth of testing on 6 different videos, I found out that my audience particularly likes a little bit of text on the thumbnail. So I am not writing like the entire title on the thumbnail. I just have some key pieces, keywords. So I did a video, my video today is about calendar blocking. So it's something about how to get more done. And so then on the thumbnail, I just have written, calendar blocking. Because my audience is busy business owners, moms, looking for a way to get more done in their day. So the title pitches they're going to get more done. And then the thumbnail says, like, by calendar blocking. So they know what I'm going to be talking about. So that's going to help me decrease the amount of audience drop off I'm going to have. Because my title and my thumbnail work together to pitch to my audience what I'm going to teach them. And then I open that video saying, in this video, I'm going to teach you how to calendar block so that you can do more in one day. And so for me, it was definitely using the A/B testing in TubeBuddy to really determine what my audience liked. Now remember, click-through rate is thumbnail and title combined. So maybe your thumbnails are all right. Maybe you need to tweak your titles, but you can definitely test the imagery, the thumbnail imagery in the A/B testing. Okay, so mistake 1 is not having your title in mind before you shoot. Mistake number 2 is not having your thumbnail thought out before you shoot your content. The third mistake that I see in most YouTube videos is your hook. Most of you are probably losing around 30 to 60% of your audience retention in that first 30 seconds of your video. So what should you do to increase your audience retention? Let me grab a drink real quick. So what you want to do is, again, make sure that you craft that title and that thumbnail before you shoot your content so you can open up your video giving them a clear hook that ties in with that title and that thumbnail. The more you can tie in that first 5 to 15 seconds into the value you pitched in that title and the thumbnail, the more likely they're going to stick around. You also want to pitch to them in that first 5 to 10 seconds, what are they going to get out of this video? What is the story you're going to unravel in this video? I found that when I let them know exactly what they're going to get out of this video, my audience retention goes up. You don't want to open up your video with like your branded intro with like the music and the jingle thing. You need to open up with you on the screen to connect with that viewer because you have 5 seconds. That's basically our attention span nowadays as humans is 5 seconds. You have 5 seconds, probably even less on YouTube videos nowadays, to grab their attention. So you've really got to have a strong reason why they need to watch your video. Or you really need to tease the exciting part of your story or let them know, what they're going to get out of watching this video to increase your audience retention. Because what happens is Once we get the click-through rate figured out and improved, then it's time to increase your audience retention. These are all numbers that are very valuable to YouTube. Again, YouTube wants content that people are going to click on. YouTube's going to recommend content that people are clicking on, and YouTube's going to recommend content that keeps people watching. So if you can increase your audience retention at the beginning, which is where most of the YouTube channels are seeing that drop off, it's like a huge drop off at the beginning. It's because your hook isn't hitting the value in the story that you're pitching. So once you get that done, again, YouTube wants people to stay on the platform as long as possible. The more content that keeps people on the platform longer, the more they're going to recommend to more people. So the next thing you need to do, which is a mistake that I see people doing, is wrapping up their video before the last 20 seconds. Because in the last 20 seconds, you can add those end screens. All right, so if you are doing let's say you're doing a teaching video and you're teaching them 3 steps to do something. At the end of your teaching, do not say, that's it, that's all, in the end. Avoid signals that your content is over. Because as soon as they hear the content is over, you start to signal that they're gone. They've already clicked off, they've already watched another video, they've gone somewhere else. So make sure you're delivering content up until basically that last 10 seconds so you can have an end card up, an end screen up for them to click through. And then what you want to do is tell them what they should click on next. So you want to have a video in that end screen that they would want to watch. So if I'm talking about how to get more subscribers by scripting your content, I may say at the end of the video, after I wrap up, how you exit the video or how you write it, I may say, now, if you want to make sure your thumbnails are getting people to click on it, make sure you watch the video on your screen right now where I walk you through how to create click-worthy thumbnails. That's going to help increase my end screen click-through rate. That's going to help me get more views on more of my videos, and that's going to get me more watch time. That's also going to signal to YouTube, if we recommend this video to somebody, they're going to click on it because I worked on my title and my thumbnail. They're going to watch it because I worked on the hook. They're going to get to the end of the video and they're going to click on another video. Again, I'm pleasing YouTube by getting the people to stay on the platform longer and watching more content. Okay? So you want to make sure you're always looking in your analytics at your end screen click-through rates. The higher you can get that, the more YouTube, again, is going to recognize your channel as good content to suggest to people because you're keeping people on the platform. And then the final strategy or the final mistake that I see people doing, which I think Nick Nimmons just talked about in one of his videos recently, is not having a strategy in mind for YouTube and just putting up videos with no clear idea what the next video is going to be. When I'm crafting out strategies for my clients, I like to think about like a 5 to 6 video series as like a bingeable series. I mean, if we know Stranger Things is coming out with a new series on a new season on Netflix, it's usually pretty hard for you not to go to the next episode and the next episode and the next episode, and then 9 hours later you've gone through the whole season. And so that's how I want you to think about your YouTube strategy. And most people aren't thinking about that. They're just like, okay, it's Monday, I have to shoot a video. What am I going to shoot? I shoot the video, I get it up, it's posted on Wednesday. Monday comes around again. Oh no, I need a video. What am I going to do? Okay, shoot this video, get it up. So what you want to do is sit down and actually think about what is a 5 video or 6 video series that you can create that makes people coming back for more every single week you publish, that you can start putting into a playlist so that people start Netflix binging that playlist, that you can, share in your cards and other videos, share on your end screens. I like using Pinterest. I share playlists on Pinterest with Pinterest pretty images so that people can find me on Pinterest and then they're dropped right into a bingeable Netflix style playlist on my channel. And so that tends to be like the 5th common mistake I see a lot of people doing, is not thinking through your strategy and not thinking about, 4, 5, 6 videos to group together to create this Netflix style binge content. All right, so the 5 mistakes that I ran through that, trust me, and I still make some of these. Sometimes I'm not thinking about my content out in 5 to 6 videos at a time because, time. So don't think like just because you're making these mistakes, like it's the end all be all. I've made them. I still make them occasionally. And so what you want to focus on is creating titles and thumbnails before you even create your content, so that you make sure your hook is tied into that title and thumbnail. You also want to avoid signaling your videos over until you get that end screen up and letting them know what video you want them to watch next. Which one makes sense? So if you're creating that playlist, that Netflix binge, once you get all those videos up, it's going to be easier for them to feed through that, and creating those playlists that, you know, people will want to watch one after another after another. So those are the 5 common mistakes in under 15 minutes that I tend to see people doing. I guess I can take some questions. Andrew, I think we can go ahead and do that. Andrew says, don't signal they can leave unless it's suggesting your content. Yeah, exactly. Because if the video ends, it's not always your content that's going to show up, you know, as a suggested video. It's not always your content that's going to show up. So you want to make sure you're telling them which of your video to go to on that end screen. I'm going to pull up Andrew's link for questions and make sure I got you guys' questions answered. Like I said, I really enjoy using the A/B testing, the thumbnail testing that TubeBuddy has. I use it for 6 weeks straight to figure out, do I want text on my thumbnails? Do I not want text on my thumbnails? And I realized that my audience, I got a higher click-through rate with text. Let's see. What other questions do we have? I'm just going to scroll through here. Haven't scripted in my mind, and I say all the time in my outro, but I'll try not to toss in a thank you at the beginning. Yeah, just try to avoid letting them know that the video is over. You want to get them to another one of your videos. So easily just get that end screen up and wrap it up in 10 seconds by telling them what video to go to next. What other questions do we have? I'm going to make sure that this is working. I like to think of YouTube as like a Mario Kart or Mario Brothers, when you went down like that green tube and you had to collect all those coins. And so you want to think about, how can you collect all these coins on YouTube? Increasing your click-through rate is a way to collect coins. Increasing your audience retention rate, again, a way to collect coins. Getting people to click on your end screens, a way to collect coins. So I like to think, okay, these are all my coins I'm collecting. The more coins I collect, the more valuable I look to YouTube, the more YouTube's going to suggest more of my videos. So a lot of times the biggest question that I get is, how do I get shown up and suggested more often? And again, you want to be valuable to YouTube. They're going to suggest content that is valuable to YouTube. And those are all the things that you should be doing to get people to watch your content, is collecting as many gold coins as possible and avoiding all of these mistakes. All right, I'm making sure we got all your questions. I just like to, I'm a Mario Kart person, so I like to think of it that way. It's just, collecting as many coins as possible, increasing those numbers, looking at your analytics, making sure that people are watching your videos. And what about the vlog channels with low budget and most important, impossible to travel now and then? Omit travelogues. I'm not sure I understand the question. I'm trying to figure out. So you're saying that you can't travel all the time. Maybe you could, at home, while you're not traveling, give tips on how to find budget trips, or how to pack, or when's the best time to look up airplane tickets, or those types of things. That could work, since you can't always travel, which I totally get. Let's see. What tips for cooking channels? Again, you talk about how you choose your next. Yeah, Andrew definitely said. Tips for cooking channels. You could definitely think about your playlists in series like easy breakfast ideas, easy dinner ideas, easy snack ideas, meal prep ideas. Those are all different things that you can do, and you can see like what is driving traffic to your channel in your analytics as well. Can you market your YouTube channel on Pinterest? Olivia says, yeah. One of my top traffic sources, external traffic sources, is Pinterest. And so I create an image that's Pinterest optimized. So an image that will be clicked on Pinterest. I have a little play button so that people know that it is a video. And then when they click on my pin on Pinterest, they automatically go to my YouTube video or to a playlist. And so instead of getting them to one video, they then are in a playlist of 5 to 6 videos. So I use Pinterest all the time. Every single video that I create, I have 2 pins go on Pinterest to promote my YouTube channel. And like I said, Google is the first external traffic source, and then the second one is Pinterest for me. I have all the playlists for easy breakfast to easy dinner. So then how can you break it down? Keto, Atkins, what are some other diets? Clean eating, Whole30. Think about all those trending diets as well when you're thinking about cooking foods. And in your own channel, think about those trending topics that people are searching a lot. I tend to say thanks for watching right at the end of my gameplay video just before the outro starts. Never realized. Yeah, and even careful with your outro. Make sure you have end screens up before the outro, because if you don't have your end screens up till after your outro, people are probably already gone. You can definitely check that in your audience retention graphs as well. But I'm going to take a wild guess that as soon as your outro starts, if you have like a branded outro, people are gone. They're not even seeing your end screens. Only issue I ever have with pulling people in from Facebook, they watch but never comment, like, or subscribe because they're not in the native app. Any workarounds for that? Yeah, I mean, they may not comment, like, or subscribe, but maybe they're just starting to get introduced to your channel. Maybe they will click on subscribe if they like it, and then that will prompt them to log in. So just make sure you're creating valuable content that's going to make people want to subscribe if they follow you on another platform. I don't know if you saw this, but tips on growing a channel based on challenges. So challenges, you would have to follow the trends, like what challenges are going down. What's the story? Like, what's something exciting that people would want to click on? You have to make that thumbnail and that title enticing for people to click on. Like, what could you say in that title that would make them stop their scroll and want to click on it? Do you find YouTube seasonal? It depends on your niche, Tamaya Legends. I mean, obviously, if you talk a lot about goal setting, obviously that's going to increase around the new year. Again, that works as well as exercising. You're going to see a bump in exercising videos in the beginning of the year. If you talk a lot about like school supplies and school preps or organizing for school, that's going to increase around August when kids are going back to school here in the United States most of the time. So it just depends on your content if it's seasonal. Yeah. So, yeah, I never get any comments. Yeah, and the globe has, like Beanie said, the globe has different seasons, so seasonal is kind of loose, but holidays are good. Yeah, and I would use that to your advantage. If whatever your niche is on YouTube, how can you use that to your advantage during the holidays? Like, what can you talk about in your niche over Christmas or New Year's or whatever holiday, you know? How can you use that to really capitalize on the trends happening? All right. Any other questions you guys have? We talked about the 5 mistakes, the 5 common mistakes most people are using. Again, your goal is to just get people to watch your videos, right? And by avoiding these 5 mistakes and by, thinking about your title, thinking about your thumbnail before you craft your content, focusing on your hook, getting people to click on your end screens, and thinking about a bingeable Netflix-style series, that's how you're going to get more views and subscribers. That's how you're going to start showing up in suggested videos. Really, that's kind of the best advice that you can have for that. I always struggle with video titles, not so much the words, but the order and length. I tend to try to keep them short, thinking shorter is better. Brave Star the Gamer. Again, you can also look at the way like headlines of newspapers or blog posts. How are they crafted? Like, what is the enticing piece of your title? What's going to cause people to click? And it's not necessarily like keyword stuffing them. Again, we want to craft titles for humans and want humans to click on it. So what can you add in there? I know if you go to Co-Scheduler, C-O-Scheduler, it can give you a good idea of your headline. So is there an emotional word in there? Is there too many words in there? I know I've used that a couple of times to come up with titles. So that could help as well. I've heard about always posting the same kind of videos. My videos are hypnotherapy tracks. Should I branch out and do different content or stick? So Danny Glassbowl, I would think about how can you tie in different pieces of content into your current niche. Remember, it's important to be niche here on YouTube. You need to have your clear value proposition for your channel. But what would somebody who would be looking for your kind of content also be looking for? Kind of think like 6 degrees of separation. That could help you come up with more content ideas. You can also use the TubeBuddy keyword planner. That could also help you as well as you start to type in some ideas. The keyword planner can also spark some new ideas that you may have never thought of, and that's in the TubeBuddy option, the keyword planner. Any tips to increase the chance of getting into the YouTube recommended section? Yeah, Sam Stevens. To get into recommended is to avoid all these mistakes. You want to make sure you're increasing your click-through rate with every single video. Make sure you're increasing your audience retention with every single video. Make sure you're increasing your end screen click-through rates with every single video. Creating bingeable content so people aren't just watching one of your videos, but they're watching 4, 5, 6 of your videos. And that's when YouTube's going to start recommending your content, because you're proving to them that if they put one of your videos in front of people, not only are they going to click and watch that video, they're going to watch like 4 or 5 other videos of yours. So that's how you're going to start showing up in recommended. Yep, Andrew said Keyword Explorer is super useful. Yeah, I use it all the time to come up with ideas, content ideas for myself, for my clients. A lot of my students use that as well. Co-Scheduler, yeah, Deidre. Yep, Co-Scheduler is a great way to start testing how powerful. I think it gives you like a grade or a percentage on your thumbnails. Yeah, Danny needs to explore Keyword Planner a little bit more. I always try to keep short, but always says title between 20 to 70 characters, so I try to do 20 more. The Barnyard Chicken. Yeah, so you also remember that YouTube will truncate your title if it gets too long. So a lot of people nowadays, over 50% are watching YouTube on their mobile devices, so you need to remember how much space you have for a title. So you have to kind of find like a happy medium that the whole title will show and not be truncated. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. Let's see. I pretty much get the views over time, but not the subscribers. So Rita B, I would suggest just keep creating content that's bingeable. Because if they realize, oh wow, I watched this video of hers, I watched that video of hers, it's actually a marketing concept. So in marketing, in sales, it generally takes people, 8, 9 touches of your content before they want to buy. So you want to think about that on YouTube. It's going to take, 8, 9 videos of yours before they're going to want to subscribe to you, because they need to make sure, okay, this content is really, really valuable. So if you're creating that bingeable content and they're watching multiple videos of yours, they're going to end up subscribing, but it's going to take a couple times before you prove to them that your channel is worth subscribing to. And like Andrew said, you've got to have a clear reason why they subscribe, and is that clear in your video? So what value is your channel going to bring to them? How to cook keto meals, how to grow your YouTube channel, how to grow an Instagram account. Like, you got to have a clear reason why people need to subscribe to your channel, and let them know, like, that's what they're going to come to. That's what they're going to get from your channel. Yeah, you can also tell them in the description box, like Shanzwa, the knight said, put it in your description box as well. All right, you guys, any more questions here today? Chanel Secrets, you would have to probably reach out to YouTube help desk to get back your deleted videos. Secrets once you delete. Well, there you go. Not coming back. If YouTube deleted them, you're better off not having them. Yeah, that's good advice, Beanie. All right, you guys. It looks like no other questions coming in. Again, the more you can avoid these mistakes, the more YouTube's going to start recommending more of your content, the more you're going to start showing up and suggest it, and the more views and subscribers you're going to get. So stop stop making these mistakes. I told you how to fix them, and so I hope that helps. I'll catch you guys again. I think I'm back here in 2 months. All right. See you guys.